Of course, I run the school in Nigeria. People expect me to look like trash. I'm sorry. I choose to defy the odds. I'm a fashionista, an educator, and you are adjusting, aren't you? Of course, I run a school in Nigeria. People don't expect me to have any passion besides their children. All I need to do is to be book smart. Of course, I run the school in Nigeria. People expect me not to train my teachers. Who does that? Well, there are many that do that. Not at Le Poche School, because the strength of the school lies in the caliber of the teachers. And the children are seeds that God has given us. In Nigeria. And we must do our best to ensure that people expect me not to be vocal, but I'd love to speak about the truth and the right way to do things in the educational sector as much as I know. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria. I have to think about the children, but I also have to think about the parents, because we have to work together in the best interest. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria. People think that the school made you. Remember, and if you don't know, I used to work in a bank in the UK. No, but I'm living a life of purpose right now. So please, don't think you're doing school owners a favor. It's a mutual benefit. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria and people call me school owner, and I can't stand it, because the pupils, the teachers, the parents, and any stakeholder, even the friends of the school, to own the school, to run with the school, and to make it great. Of course, I'm an educator in Nigeria. People don't give you a chance per se. They want to dictate how your life will be. They want to dictate where you go, how you dress when you go on holiday, and the pleasures of life. Despite them enjoying themselves, I'm here to tell you that some of us, we are Gen Z educators. Yes. And we are going to do our best for the children, and we're going to live a good life on earth and in heaven. And if you cannot deal with it, well, I think there's a transformer around the corner. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria. Everyone thinks my social media page must be useless and boring. You have seen the goodness of God in the land of the living. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria. You have to have a thick skin. There's so many people that are going to trigger you, even more than the conventional jobs. Just keep forging ahead. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria, and we all know that there's a crisis with the teachers, but we are pretending as if we cannot see the elephant in the room. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria. I'm guaranteed hugs from my pupils when I go out. I'm guaranteed a lot of love and cuddles, yes, from my pupils. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria. People think I'm rich, and who cares? I like it. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria. They're always talking about school leaders in Facebook groups. You better develop a thick skin or you leave those groups. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria. People don't expect me to slay, but I slay. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria. I'm expected to pretend as if I don't live a good life. I make no apologies for the hard work that I do. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria. You're generally hated by teachers, whether you do good or not. They will generally hate you because of the bad experiences that they've had. Of course, I run a school in Nigeria. Get ready to lose friends or family or much more. That's the way it is, sadly.